All right, let's get right into it. 7 massive energy shifts that automatically can transform your life into much more potential wise and just abundantly being opened into the best category state that your mind can achieve. And so, first of all, it is the awareness shift. What is the awareness? The awareness that comes in life, the awareness that humans need to recognize and realize, and just basically relocate all the attributes, all the traits that are happening in their current moment based on their limited beliefs now into making those limited beliefs into expensive mindset beliefs, right? So the awareness shift is basically just making sure everything that you're aware of right now at the present moment hasn't really been outreach into all the things that you can simply be realizing, right? You need to realize this. There's a lot of things that humans can provide themselves in the best way ever. The only reason why you're not fulfilled on this, and the only reason why a lot of humans tend to not be aware, it is because they're stuck in the box. They're stuck in the box, and let me clarify that real quick. By staying in the box typically means that you're not really overseeing yourself. You're not expecting too much from yourself. You're not seeing a lot of different ways, a lot of different concepts, life concepts that you can attract in your own life and basically make your mind much more expensive. It's like if I was to tell you that your mind right now, since it has a lot of limited information, since it has a lot of limited beliefs, your mind is not a top tier quality, because your mind, what is thinking to itself, is thinking so limited, is thinking so average that it's not really thinking outside the box. What is thinking outside the box, what I'm trying to say is that now you're relocating all those unaware things that you haven't prioritized for yourself now into expensive and more expanded way for you to put more traits, put more life quality into your own mind. Instead of you thinking about other stuff that doesn't make you productive, instead of you putting attention into things that don't give you the best benefits back into yourself, you can now have a quality mind which would not tolerate any bullshit, would not tolerate anything that would bring you down. That is the awareness shift. That awareness shift is basically you being aware of your current situations, and simply enough, what are the traits that you're the best at, and automatically can attract much more bigger things and have a qualified mind, right? A qualified mind. So the second one is inner power. The inner power shift from being a victim now being a creator. A lot of people tend to be victims because they never want to be wrong. They never want to be that person that is typically the one who's getting the constructive, right? Getting the constructive criticism. A lot of people tend to be victims because they always tend to be right. So when you become a victim, you start blaming a lot of people. You start blaming your current situations. You start blaming your whole life altogether now into the outside, and it's basically great attracting this energy, which is greediness, right? Which is greediness is coming for poor frequencies from your own self, and typically just thinking out of a false image. Whenever you're a victim, you're basically showing the world that you're really unappreciative, you're really ungrateful, and it's showing that you're not really aware of from your limited beliefs now into something that's basically being adjusted to your own reality, right? This fake act will automatically adjust into the real world, and that fake act will automatically turn out to be the fake personality that you have within yourself will automatically disappear. Why would it disappear? Because a lot of people would not tolerate victim people. When you are a victim person, you would not be qualified to be a person that is typically not comprehensive in about life, right? Since you're so worried about blaming other people, you're not even worried about yourself, right? And when I be by qualifiable, I'm not here that this status. I'm not here to dictate that there's people better than you. There's people that are greater than you at thinking, have better perspectives than you. No, it's completely normal. People were born to be victims. Some people, grew up differently in different experiences, so sometimes it's completely natural for different sorts of people, right? But what I'm trying to say is that if you are unaware of your own personality, of your own act, you need to be accountable and automatically fix that act. When you become a victim, you automatically put in on such an unattractive thing that is basically gonna put a barrier into other things that you're trying to become. right? You cannot become a good person if you are a victim, because you're gonna end up being that fake personality and start blaming everybody else. That is why, from a victim to a creator. So how can I change this? How can I turn into a creator? You need to realize that your own circumstances, the only reason why you have them right now, it is because of yourself. You are the one who created these problems. You are the one who created these consequences. So instead of you blaming other people, start blaming yourself and start having a productive life, where instead of you starting to produce all these problems once in a while and again, like a loop, like it's just a circuitive loop, now you can realize that you can change your life and automatically be a different person by changing your self-identity, right? So another one, number 3, is emotional shift from fear to love. You need to learn that fear is not real. Having fear, having insecurities, having no confidence, being shy, all these things that are completely overtaking your full emotions, they're not fully real, right? You need to realize that having the love and being impacted and embracing that emotion will automatically put you at the highest vibrational frequency. The only reason why this is a shift is because people live in fear. People tend to not be themselves because of fear, because probably, you know, they've been experiencing since they were growing up, and it's kind of like a trauma, right? But all those things you need to let go. All these things you need to start ignoring, start moving on, and start producing. Don't become a consumer into all these past entanglements that you had in the past. It's okay. Everybody has gone through a lot of stuff in the past. I've gone through a lot of stuff in the past, but I don't live in it and I don't dwell in it. At the end of the day, what I do is that you need to start making that fear now into love, right? What I mean by moving on from these things, you need to start loving your own past. You need to start loving all the things that you have fear for, and automatically start ignoring them, respect them, and move on. Why would you respect them? Why would you love them? Because when you love something, you will realize when to stop tolerating it, right? When you love something clearly, let's say for example, you have a friend, right? You love them so much, you've been childhood friends ever since the start. But the thing is, you love him so much that you're starting to realize that you're annoying him sometimes. You know, you've been hanging around with him a lot, and now he's trying to, you know, become a better person by doing his own thing. But you keep trying to hang out with him, and you know he doesn't want to be that type of friend that doesn't want to say no. You need to start respecting him, start respecting his privacy, start respecting his own path, because if you don't, then automatically it would turn out into a much more opposite emotion, which I don't want to name, right? So the love that automatically you will convert from fear now into love automatically will change your mind and make you a better person at the most expanded mind, right? So number 4 is the perspective shift from ego to soul. Okay, so ego, that is coming from your fear. Ego is coming from your victim mentality, and ego is coming from your limited beliefs. When you're connected with your ego, you're connected to this false image. When you're connected to your ego, you're not being yourself, but rather you're being someone from the external, right? When I mean by external, is the thing from the outside. You being someone from the outside rather than being someone from the inside, right? You know those typical moments where you have a different personality when you're with your family, and you have a different personality with your friends, right? That fake personality that you adjust into putting a show or just having this fake personality, that is part of your ego. That is part of ego, and it's something that you don't want to lose, just because that's the way that you've been getting validation from other people. That's the way how you've been receiving good approvals from your environment, from your friends, whoever it is. I'm just gonna say whatever, right? Whoever it is from the external, you're receiving so much attention, and when that attention aggravates the mind, it's like a dopamine. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna connect with my ego. I'm gonna be this false image. I'm gonna be this guy that I'm not really, because I just want to get validation from my environment, right? Certain stuff like that, it is selecting away from the soul, and now it's connecting with every single fear emotion, now with victim mentality, and now a limited self-belief, because you're not being yourself, but rather you're being someone from the external. So you need to connect to your soul. How can I connect to your soul? Connecting with yourself is simply just connecting to yourself. Just be yourself. Stop trying to act. Stop trying to be show a fake personality. Stop trying to get approvals from everybody. Stop trying to prove someone wrong, but rather start proving yourself wrong. Okay, if I start acting like in this fake personality, I'm gonna be a different person. I'm gonna, be myself. I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna be myself. There's always gonna be a difference between a good ego and a bad ego. You need to realize that everybody here has an ego, right? But the thing is, there's always gonna be a bad ego and a good ego. The bad ego is always gonna be that false personality, and the good ego is gonna be yourself, but rather just you protecting on your own trust and your own identity, right? So number 5, we have the purpose shift from self-centered to service-oriented, right? A lot of this is connected to the ego now, right? When you're self-oriented, now you're just sticking to yourself. You're not really becoming a person who is dependable on inspiring people or helping people, right? When I be by self-oriented, you just think to yourself, but rather you're not thinking from your environment. You're not really thinking, okay, what can I do to help the situation that is going on in my environment? What can I do in order for me to, instead of me having my friends struggle, how can I help them not struggle, right? All these certain prompts that you think to yourself, that you're so self-oriented, is holding you back so much. This is why connections or relationships is so much and a better benefit from you, better than you being by yourself, because when you have a team, when you have partners, when you have people that are trying to help you, when they're trying to provide you the same service and same help and same support, but you don't want to give them back, that is becoming something that's connected with the ego, right? You're not really doing it you're really doing it for yourself, right? You're not really doing it for other people. So why would I do it for other people? Because you need to realize that we live in a world where everything is karma basic, right? If you think to yourself, most of the people who are self-oriented, they don't want to help most of the other people because they think, if they help them, they will never receive anything back. No, you will automatically receive help. If you give help, you will receive help. If you give joy to another person, you will receive joy. If you give positive thoughts, you will receive positive thoughts, right? That is the whole shift of the purpose. Stop being self-centered and just connect with everybody. Make your environment something that's comfortable, something that's beautiful, something that's divine, that people, when they look at you, they can never forget about you. People, when they talk to you, they will always remember that conversation, right? That is holding into your own self-identity. That is building everything up and becoming a better person, right? So now, frequency shift from bass to high frequency. You need to start paying attention into your own frequencies. Whatever frequency you are right now is basically the reflection that you have in your own environment. Whatever your environment is looking like, whatever your environment is, that is a basically reflection of who you are deeply inside. We live in a world where energy is untransferred, right? So if your environment is filled with a lot of sadness vibes, right? A lot of depression, a lot of things that are not really aggravating with positivity, that is because that is, I think, aligned with your own mindset and your own perspective and your own frequency. But let's say, for example, your environment is really, purified. It's really positive. Everything seems happy. Everything seems like a vibe. It seems really comfortable here, really calm. That is because you think alike, and it's a reflection of your own mind, right? So when you think like that, now look around you. Look around your environment. Look around your friends. Look around your family members. Look around all the things that you're connected through and interact with every day. Every single thing is a portion of your own mind and your own energy, right? But let me tell you this. If there's something that you see that you don't like, change it. Alright, change it. So, the last one, number 7. Connection shift. From separation now to oneness. This is going back into the purpose shift, right? But now it's kind of relocating to the connection. Connecting into now yourself. Instead of you not connecting with yourself, right? Doing things that your mind really doesn't see any benefit. When your mind tells you it's not a good thing to do, when your mind is letting you know intuition, when your mind is giving you part signs of instinct, you need to respond in the best way ever. Your mind is like a magnet. Your mind is like a magnet, and it's like your own temple, right? The magnet, it attracts the thoughts, right? But whatever you put attention into your thoughts, that will be the adjusted mentality that you will have in the present moment, right? But what I'm trying to say is that now Since it is your own temple, how will you take care of your own temple? Would you be dislocated away from your temple, or you will connect with your temple and make it much more purifying and divine? What will you do? That is the whole purpose of the connection shift. You need to start connecting with your own self. You need to start connecting with your own thoughts. Start connecting with all the thoughts that you want to control. Instead of your mind thinking by itself, let guide your mind. You need to master your own mind and let it know what it means. Let it know where it needs to go. Let it know how it should be talking to you. Because instead of separating itself your thoughts, right? You're thinking about doing this, but your mind is thinking about doing that. Like, it's really fluctuating. Your state of mind is never gonna be prioritized the way it should be, right? But yeah, man, transform into a new identity. This is your new life. All these things, all these shifts will automatically transform your life right now at the present moment. Starting with awareness. You need to be self-aware, right? Inner power. You need to realize your own inner self. The way you can create and take decisions based on your life, right? And number 3, emotional shift, right? From now, fear to love. You need to start dislocating away from fear and start connecting with love. Start focusing on the love part of yourself, right? Perspective shift. Stop thinking by the outside, but start thinking from the inside. Is this decision based on me, better for me, healthy? Is it gonna give me any love for myself? Is it gonna give me any finances or any knowledge, right? Purpose shift, right? Stop being self-centered and be a service person. Service your humanity, service your people, help them, right? Inspire them. Frequency shift. From bass to high frequency. Whatever your frequency is, it is the reflection of yourself. So increase your frequency, right? Connection shift. From separation to oneness. Stop being separated from the one who is indwell with your own self, but rather connect with your own mind and be in the present moment. But yeah, man, it's been Fredo Saga. Live your own truth to create your own saga, man. Just leave the dimension expansion with some new game and just implement it into the real world. Connect with my other socials. I do coach, so contact me on my link in my bio and my profile on my link tree. And other than that, man, stay in touch with me, brothers, and subscribe and follow and like the video. But yeah, man, thanks.